to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me.
We'll be starting in the next 5 minutes. As usual, this is Vitonga Breton, a technology enthusiast and a software engineer, and today I want us to go through our last preparation of the AI Practitioner certification that me and my friends and I are gonna take tomorrow. So if you're gonna be part of the journey, tomorrow is the day, and today is our last day doing this live on AI Practitioner. Tomorrow we do the exam, and then after that start doing other things. As you can see today, I'm saying technology is the only savior for the world. So if you're not in technology, brother, I don't know where you are. So I'll be starting in the next 3 minutes. So as you say, we're doing AI Practitioner certification, last preparation. Let me know if you can hear me in whichever platform you are on. I'll be sharing my screen in a few. So today I'm doing the live while standing. Good to be fit, man. I don't know, it seems like I've forgotten my logins for Skillsat Pro, but just give me a minute. So I'm using the two screens on my right and left, so you might see me looking up most of the time. And I'm also going to share my screen in a few minutes, 1 minute precisely. So it's an AI Practitioner AWS certification. We're doing some practice questions here, and as I mentioned, this is our last preparation before we do the examination tomorrow. So I don't think I've looked at anything this week, but the certification should be pretty straightforward, as it's AI Practitioner. It's practitioner, it's not the pro, so it should be good. So I'm just confirming if I am audible in whichever platform so that I don't leave anyone behind. So I'm just checking the audios in all the platforms, and then I'll be able to know if it's time to start. So let me know once you can hear me. So this is the AWS practitioner. Last week we did set of questions number 2. So today we're gonna do set of questions number 3. I hope everyone is hearing me, and I hope you guys are in a place that we can now kick off. We can now continue. So let me know once you can hear me. So this is the AWS. So cool. Let's start with the first question. So question number 1 is, what type of applications can be created with Amazon Q apps? So the first answer, we have social media management tools. The second answer, we have financial auditing tools. And the third one is video editing software. And the final answer is generative AI powered applications based on enterprise data. So anytime you see a question on asking you about Amazon Q, which is an AWS service, the first thing you should ask yourself is if on any of the answers there's anything to do with generative AI, and if there's anything to do with generative AI, just go with that answer. So for me, I would pick D, generative AI powered applications based on enterprise data, because you can be able to train your own applications on enterprise data. So that makes the applications native to your organization. So for me, I'd go with D, and as you can see, the answer is D. Amazon Q apps allow the creation of generative AI powered applications based on enterprise data. Second question. So mostly for me, I do questions based on elimination. Like I just go clearing out which one I think is not the answer, and then I'm left with a few or two or three, two mainly, which are correct. Sometimes you're lucky it's just one answer directly. So question number 2, what is a common technique to handle prompt ambiguity? Prompting is just how you talk to large language models like ChatGPT. So mainly AI, if you think of AI, you think of ChatGPT, and ambiguity is something that is not clear. So having said that, we have 1, increasing prompt length; 2, ignoring the issue. Of course, you can know B is not the answer. If you see anything to do with ignoring the issue, that's not the answer. C, using contextually rich prompts; and D, reducing token usage. So of course, prompts have something called context, and context is just giving the LLM what you want. Like for example, if you want a plan for, how do you say, a plan for learning Python and you're not a beginner, you'd have to say, create for me an 8-week plan for learning Python, or for an intermediate software engineer. But if you just say, create me a plan for learning Python in the next 8 weeks, it's gonna start with things like data types, just asking you what is a string, what is uh, what are data structures and all that stuff, which will be unessential for you. So for me, on question number 2, I would definitely pick C, using contextually rich prompts. So let's see what the answer is. Yeah, correct. So, and one thing I found out while using SkillSat Pro, because this is SkillSat Pro, I'm just showing a few of the paid stuff that they have there. The one thing that, or the one shortcoming I found with the application, is that they give too little detail on some of the questions. So you find that it doesn't take you from like beginner to hero, but they're good questions. That is if we pass tomorrow. Question number 3, what is the benefit of using SageMaker Autopilot with foundation models? I think we did this in the last episode that we did. So what is the benefit of using SageMaker Autopilot with foundation models? As you can remember, I told you foundation models are like those that are trained on general data. Like for example, you could have things like Claude 3.5, you could have Llama, which is open source from Facebook. Those are foundation models. Those are models that are trained on general data. If you wanted it to be specific to your company, you just have to feed it your own knowledge base using something called RAG, or retrieval augmented generation. So these are things that you understand by learning step by step, or just understanding how the questions are being asked. So what is the benefit of using SageMaker Autopilot? So SageMaker Autopilot is for building, training, and tuning models. So you should look for something that talks about building, training, and tuning. So we can see A, automate data storage. Of course, that's not the answer. So eliminate A. B, increase token limits. Come on. And then C, automatically builds, trains, and tunes models. And then the final one is enhances security protocols. So as you can see, of course, the answer should be C. The answer should be C. Yeah, the answer should be C. Let's see. C, automatically builds, trains, and tunes models. Let's check. Yeah, of course. Let's go to question number 4. What is a neural network? A neural network is your head. So any answer that comes close to what your head looks like, that's the answer. So anything that comes close to that. Let's look at a method for clustering data points. Nope. A type of unsupervised learning algorithm. Nope. C, a computational model inspired by the human brain. Correct. And D, a tool for data pre-processing. No, the answer should be C. A neural network is just like a sample of your head. That is what the AI tries to mirror, because artificial intelligence is just trying to mirror what the human brain can be able to do. So a neural network should be C, a computational model inspired by the human brain. Let's check the answer here. A neural network is a computational model inspired by the structure and function of the human brain. Number 5. So remember, if you're joining us right now, this is AWS AI Practitioner certification. We're just going through a set of questions. That is 48 questions. We are on question number 5, and this is our last preparation as we are doing the certification tomorrow. For those of us who will be doing the certification tomorrow, after we're done the certification, we're going to start doing other things, because we do programming classes. We also do anything to do with building AI applications. We show that on the channel, and on Fridays we do one live, either from 10:30 or from 11 or from 9:30, depending on the day. Question number 5. What is the function of guardrails in Amazon Bedrock? As you remember, I told you guardrails is what ensures that the AI is responsible and giving accurate answers. Like, it's not going up off the rails. If you see the word guardrails, there's a guard and a rail. A rail is like two lines in between. It's guarding against something. So find something that has security, and that will be the answer. 1, to provide network security. This might be a bit confusing. So leave A. B, to monitor system performance. Remove B. And D is to store large data sets. That's not the answer. So C, to ensure AI responses are safe and aligned with guidelines. That is what guardrails do. Let's see. So for me, I would pick C. Let's check there. C. Okay. Yeah. Guardrails ensure AI responses are safe and aligned with guidelines. That's what guardrails do. Question number 6. What does Amazon SageMaker Canvas help business analysts? Help? That does not seem to be grammatically correct. How does Amazon SageMaker Canvas help business? Oh, okay. It makes sense. I think I read it too fast. How does Amazon SageMaker Canvas help business analysts? So Canvas is just like, if any one of you has used a tool called Canva for designs, you can think of it as something like that. It has to have something visual, a visual interface. So if there's an answer that has visual, that should be your answer. So Amazon SageMaker Canvas is used for encrypting data. No. Tuning hyperparameters. No. C, providing a visual interface for machine learning predictions. And D, by enabling model deployment. Should be C, by providing a visual interface for machine learning prediction. So you just need to know what Amazon SageMaker Canvas is. Amazon SageMaker Canvas is just like a visual interface for machine learning. So C, correct. D. Which AWS service can be used to store and version datasets for generative AI models? First of all, if you look at that question, the Amazon Lex is a service. AWS Lambda is nowhere near generative AI, and Amazon Poly is for conversations. It's also, what is it called? It's also a service on AWS for conversational. Like, for example, those who have used 11 Labs, Amazon Poly is similar to 11 Labs. I believe there's also an API for Amazon Poly. So you're left with Amazon S3, because S3 you can use it to store the data that is used to train models. For example, you can use your CSVs, have version 1, and then once you upload another set of data, another version will be created. So I would pick Amazon S3. So just understanding the various AWS services would assist you in answering that question. Question number 8. What is the primary function of SageMaker Model Monitor? There's model and there's monitoring. So what would monitoring tell you? It has to do with something. It has to do with detection of something. Monitoring, like why do we have graphs and such things? To monitor stuff. So what is the primary function of SageMaker Model Monitor? To automate model training? No. To tune hyperparameters? No. To detect concept drift in deployed models. And D, to pre-process data. The answer should be C for me, to detect concept drift in deployed models. Like, for example, if you had a model that is supposed to predict if, based on a particular set of behaviors for a customer, would this customer be a buyer, or would they buy or not buy? And then you find that a customer has already bought from you a few times and they have left ratings for your products, but the model says this guy is not like buy. That's a drift, like he's giving the wrong things. So the answer should be C, to detect concept drift in deployed models. No, I think I didn't check the answer, but let's check. Yeah, C, to detect concept drift in deployed models. Number 9, which AWS service facilitates the orchestration of machine learning workflows for generative AI? So if you see anything to do with orchestration, you must think workflows. Orchestration of machine learning workflows, anything that has step by step, that should be your answer. That's what you should take. So AWS step functions, forget S3. S3 is for storage of data. Comprehend is for, if you want to read text. And then Amazon Poly is, as I said, conversational. Let me just confirm comprehend. AWS comprehend AI. So I just want to make sure Amazon Comprehend is a natural language processing service that uses machine learning to uncover information in unstructured data and text. Yep. So as you can see, it provides custom entity recognition, custom classification, key phrase extraction, sentiment analysis, entity recognition, and more APIs so that you can easily integrate natural language processing into your applications here. So comprehend. I just wanted to see what comprehend does. So I'll pick AWS step functions. Question number 10. How can Amazon SageMaker be used in AI applications? Listen again. How can Amazon SageMaker be used in AI applications? So we have one for creating chatbots. It's not really the purpose of SageMaker. If you see SageMaker, mostly the things that deal with SageMaker are usually for building, training, and deploying ML models. So you should look for an answer that has training or building or deploying. As you can see, 1 for creating chatbots, no. B for image and video analysis, that would be a service on AWS. And C for real-time language translation, no. So D, Amazon SageMaker is used for building, training, and deploying machine learning models. So the answer should be, I would pick D. And if that's not the answer, these guys are kidding. That's the answer. Question 11. What is the role of feedback loops in prompt engineering. The same way there are feedback loops in your life. Like somebody asks you to do something, and then later they come and critique it or look at what you've done, is usually just improvement. Feedback loops in life are for improvement, and there shouldn't be any difference in machine learning or in artificial intelligence. So A, to increase token limits, remove that. B, ignore user input, remove that. C, to reduce model complexity, remove that. D, to iteratively improve prompt effectiveness. Without further ado, D should be the answer. So feedback loops iteratively improve the effectiveness of prompts. So as we go on, I hope you guys are also planning to do the certification. I think it's usually $100 or something. I hope you are gonna be able to do it. We're also hoping that tomorrow we pass and finish up this, and then we look into probably other certifications, or we find what else we could do. Question 12. What is the role of Amazon Kendra in enhancing generative AI solutions? 1. Provides real-time data streaming? No. B. Offers intelligence search capabilities? Kendra, I remember we did this on the last live last Friday. We did this. Kendra, we said it's a search engine for AWS. So B, offers intelligence search capabilities. C is it manages data encryption, and D is model training. So which one has search? B has search. So it offers intelligent search capabilities. Yeah, and you can always come here and look for, I just want to search Amazon Kendra. I think we did this last time. Amazon Kendra is a Gen AI index. So once you have that, you know what is it used for. You can come down here. Amazon Kendra offers Gen AI index that's highly accurate for retrieval augmented generation, as well as enterprise search on your data. So you can see it's a search engine. It's for searching. Like when you index data, is like you break the data into texts that are close together, because most LLMs, what they are currently doing is just auto completion of text. So they're not quite that smart, but they're just doing auto completion of text, and indexes help you to have those chunks of similar text. So if, for example, it has to check, like if we were asking an AI or an LLM like ChatGPT, what is AWS Kendra AI, it's gonna look for probably first AWS and then Kendra, and then find which indexes have that similar data, and then bring it together quicker. That's question 12. Question 13. What type of tasks can Amazon Bedrock agents automate? Remember us talking about agents, and we said agents are like FBI agents. Somebody does this and then does this. So find an answer that looks like tasks that can be broken down. 1. Financial reporting. B. Code deployment. C. Customer support interactions. And D. Infrastructure management. So what type of tasks can Amazon Bedrock agent automate? For me, I would take customer support interactions, because on customer support interactions, we have things like FAQs, which are frequently asked questions that customers mainly come up with. So you can have an AI agent answer that. You can also have an AI agent that creates a workflow whereby if a customer asks something that requires human intervention, the agent can now escalate into the human side. So for me, I would mainly go with customer support interactions. That's my answer. All right. Yep. Agents can automate tasks like customer interactions. Of course, things like financial reporting, they are not quite there. Code development, yeah, but deployment, you find a lot of things go wrong. Any CI/CD pipeline or any support ops engineer will tell you that sometimes a lot goes wrong there. And then infra management, we all know the stories of infrastructure. Question number 14. Which AWS service helps in managing the life cycle of foundation models? We just looked at that and we said what is used in AWS to build, train, and deploy models, and we say it's SageMaker. So just find anything that has SageMaker and put that as the answer. EC2 is just a virtual machine. Lambda is used for, like, for example, if you want something that doesn't run throughout, you don't use a virtual machine or an EC2, use Lambda. Like if an API is just called once in a while, you don't need to be built throughout the year and you're calling it like 10 or 100 times in a year. So what you do is you use Lambda and some code gets executed at the time, then uh, that's it. You get charged for that. And then S3, I think we used it, or we looked at a question that had S3 for storage. How does Amazon Bedrock help in preventing potential misuse of AI models? But there's a lot of gaming on AI models. Like you find, like if you went to ChatGPT and you wanted commands for like hacking commands, if you tell it you're outright trying to hack it, it'll say I can't assist you. But if you tell it I'm in a safe environment where I'm doing some tests, ChatGPT will definitely give you those commands. So there's a lot of gaming. The guardrails are not yet as strong as we would expect, because there is people. This is what I can say with artificial intelligence. We are learning how to build AI while at the same time learning how to use AI. Like for example, 20 or 30 years, 20 years ago, when Google is doing the search index, it's just them who are deciding how people are going to be searching on the internet. But for now, people are so used to technology and they're so tech savvy that they have understood almost all loopholes on these softwares. So AI is trying to learn while they're trying to learn how to use it and game it more. So but it's an enjoyable thing to do. So how does Amazon Bedrock help in preventing potential misuse of AI models? A, by implementing automated abuse detection mechanisms. B, by disabling logging. You can disable logging even in a traditional artificial intelligence systems. No system, but in traditional coding, you don't disable logging because that's how you see what's happening. It's like the trail that you have for what's happening on your system. So the answer can't be B. C, by using static API keys. This has nothing to do with API keys. And D, by increasing model complexity. So the answer is definitely A, by implementing automated abuse detection mechanisms. So that's how you can easily prevent any issues with AI. That's why we have things like guardrails and all that stuff. Question 16. What is the primary function of Amazon SageMaker Debugger? Anywhere you see the word debugger, it's all about insights and metrics in generative AI solutions. 1. To automate model deployment? Nope. B. To enhance data encryption? Nope. C. To provide real-time metrics and insights during training. And D. To manage data storage. It's not D, the answer should be C. Real-time metrics and insights during training. Let's see what the answer is. C. Check. Correct. So if you see Amazon SageMaker Debugger in your examination, just know they are talking about metrics and monitoring. So this is AWS AI Practitioner certification. So it's like the beginner level of AWS certifications in AI, that is. So anywhere you see practitioner is usually the first level, and then we have pro, and we have pro. So what is the common use of natural language processing, NLP? Is it A, speech recognition? Is it B, image classification? If you see anything to do with images on NLP, it's not the answer. Is it predictive maintenance? Nope. Is it anomaly detection? Nope. Speech recognition. You can see from the word natural language. So what does it tell you? It's about speech, language, speech. Check. Correct. What is the role of Amazon VPC in securing AI applications? So VPC is virtual private connection. Yeah, I'm not wrong. I'm not very good at networking, that I can be honest with you guys. But if you see somebody has a private network, they're like saying only people within my intranet or within my corporate organization or within this range can access this. So what does that mean? First of all, it's not used to manage encryption keys, that is KMS. B, to create private network environment, correct. C, provide compute resources, that is on EC2 and infrastructure. D, to deploy machine language models, that is Amazon SageMaker. So your answer should be B, to create private network environment. Next, 19, how does SageMaker inference optimize the deployment of foundation models? So how does SageMaker inference optimize the deployment of foundation model? So A, first of all, ask yourself what is inference. Before even you answer the question, ask yourself what is inference. I don't know why I'm typing in caps. Inference in AI. In artificial intelligence, inference is a process where a trained AI model uses its learned knowledge to analyze new unseen data and generate predictions, decisions, or outputs. So it's a moment of truth for an AI model where it applies what it learned during training to real world situations. So you've trained your AI and you want to see how well it does. Inferencing the model is what determines if the AI is any good or is a ton of bullshit. So for me, I would go with, is it increased storage capacity? No. Is it simplifying model architecture? No. So between C and D, by optimizing the use of accelerators and by enhancing security protocols, I would pick C. Inference, how does SageMaker inference optimize the deployment of foundation models? I would say C, by optimizing the use of accelerators. There's one thing I need to find out. What are accelerators? Accelerators is this one in AI. An AI accelerator is a specialized hardware designed to significantly speed up artificial intelligence and machine learning computations, making them more efficient and faster than traditional preprocessors. These accelerators are crucial for handling the demanding workloads of modern AI applications such as deep learning and neural networks. But if anyone, excuse me, if anyone has tried to train a model on their own CPU, they can tell you how bad or how difficult that experience is. Either the model turns out it's not doing anything good, or your machine itself just goes down because of the heavy load. So that's why for me I would be picking C, optimizing the use of accelerators, because inferencing is learning from new data to see how the model will perform the moment of truth. Remember that, inferencing and accelerators. How can you prevent prompt injection attacks in Amazon Bedrock? Prompt injection is the same as in traditional coding. What did you used to call it? SQL injection. In those who do SQL, by using static tokens? Nope. By increasing token count? Nope. By implementing dynamic tokenization and validation? And C, a D, by ignoring user inputs. So D is wrong. First of all, it would be the first you would remove, and then static tokens, and be increasing, no token count. Bytes. C, by implementing dynamic tokenization and validation. That way you can predict what exactly is being done for an output to be provided. Question 21. But then I'm still standing. I've just started realizing I'm not that fit. You can see me here. can see me standing here. I was just looking for how do I bring myself back on the screen. I just realized I'm not that fit. we can we can go on. So question 21, what is the purpose of cross-validation in machine learning? First of all, if you don't know what is cross-validation, just find that out. But you can be sure of two things. It should be something to do with overfitting. So A, to cluster data points, no. B, to visualize data, no. C, to prevent overfitting, correct. And D, to increase complexity of a model. I'd go with overfitting. Cross-validation, check. Yeah, let me check for cross-validation. Sometimes I find that AI gives you simplistic ways to explain things. When you're thinking of it in your head, you think of a very difficult thing. Cross-validation in artificial intelligence is a technique used to assess how well a machine learning model will generalize to an independent data set. So for example, you can find some models that do very well on the data they are trained on. But the moment you give it new data, this thing just goes haywire. So it involves partitioning the available data into multiple subsets, using some for training and others for validation, and repeating this process with different partitions. This helps to prevent overfitting, which is where a model performs well on training data but performs poorly on new data and provides a more reliable estimate of the model's performance. Just as I was saying, overfitting is where you find that if you give this model the training data is doing very well, the moment you change it to some other type of data, this thing just goes. The word we found last week was it bamboozles you. Yo, it's midnight and we're here studying AWS certifications. May you all get the jobs you're looking for, get the skills you're looking for, and also just become confidently skilled and happy with the level of your skill that you have. Question 22, what is the purpose of AWS Generative AI Innovation Center? Wait, AWS has an innovation center. Did these guys come up with their own question? But it should be something to build and deploy. Wait, but AWS Generative AI Innovation Center, I've never heard of such a thing. A, to manage network security? No. To help customers build and deploy generative AI applications or products responsibly? C, to develop gaming applications? D, to store large data sets? Of course, to help customers build and deploy generative AI products responsibly. Question 23. How can you monitor the quality of generative AI models in production using AWS? I think we did this before. The answer should be B. Because it's the only answer that has SageMaker. Let's see. Yep. SageMaker model monitor helps track and maintain the quality of generative AI models in production. So if you see an answer asking about AI, machine learning, and SageMaker is there, but there's no any other answer that has SageMaker. The answer with SageMaker is the answer. Question 24. What is the benefit? Come again. What is the benefit of using contextual embeddings in prompts? Anything to do with context and embed should be to enhance the model's understanding of what you're asking it. A context is what are you asking the model? Like I gave an example when we started. If you go to ChatGPT and you tell it create an 8-week plan for me to learn how to code in Python, but let's say you are intermediate in Python already. If you don't say intermediate, it's gonna start from showing you what is a string, showing you how to add a plus b, which is irrelevant to you if you're intermediate. But then if you tell it I'm an intermediate level programmer, it's not going to start from there, or it's going to go into hard stuff quicker. So the answer should be B, to enhance the model's understanding of context. Contextual embeds. B, check. Okay. Next, how does Amazon Titan, big thing. Titan, big thing. How does Amazon Titan handle harmful content in AI outputs? If you see anything to do with harmful, just find if there's an answer that has filtering. By ignoring user input, nope. You can of course know that's not the answer. B, by filtering inappropriate content in outputs, correct. C, generating using fixed output templates. If any AI uses just fixed output, everyone will be getting the same thing. You'll not be serving the purpose. There is something I need to check. Amazon Titan. Is it the video one? Amazon Titan refers to a family of foundation models, FMs, developed by Amazon Web Services specifically for generative AI applications. These models are exclusive to Amazon Bedrock, are designed to handle various tasks like text generation, image generation, and creating embeddings. Amazon Titan models are pre-trained on large datasets and can be used as is or customized with the user's own datasets. So it's just the foundation models built by AWS. I don't know how I had forgotten that. But this is a problem with certifications. You think you like, I'm at the top of the world, and then you meet some question that bamboozles you. Which feature of Amazon Bedrock allows organizations to evaluate foundation models? Foundation models, as we said, are the models that have been trained on, like general data. They've been trained on vast sets of data. They're not specific to anything. So one, fine-tuning. Remember, what we are looking for is evaluation, just knowing if the model is behaving as should. Knowledge bases, that is enhancing. Knowledge base is like you're giving it your own data, something like for example Amazon Web Services, the product pages, their website, explanation of how various services work. That's their knowledge base. It's just a blog. A knowledge base is a blog in simple terms. Guardrails is for protection, to ensure that the AI is not doing like things that you should not do. I think we looked at that before. So for me, I would pick B, model evaluation. Amazon Bedrock allows organization to evaluate. Which feature of Amazon Bedrock allows organizations to evaluate foundation models? I would say model evaluation, because fine-tuning is just making the model better. So that's not really evaluating a model. Model evaluation allows organizations to evaluate foundation models using various metrics. Cool. 27. Which capability of Amazon SageMaker helps reduce training time for large models? I think we looked at this last time. Wrangler for pre-processing data. If that's not the answer, I don't know. Wait, what? SageMaker Studio. SageMaker Studio is where you do your shit. SageMaker Clarity. SageMaker HiPod reduces training time. Wait, why? Why? Why, my lord? Why? SageMaker HiPod. Let's see. SageMaker HiPod. Hype or not HiPod? Hyperpod. What is SageMaker Hyperpod? SageMaker Hyperpod. Amazon SageMaker Hyperpod removes the undifferentiated heavy lifting involved in building generative AI. It helps quickly scale model development tasks such as training, fine-tuning, or inference across a cluster of hundreds or thousands of AI accelerators. So Hyperpod is what brings together the accelerators. While you were reading for accelerators, you should have seen this, but then It's just revision. So that's the first one I've got wrong. Right. SageMaker clarity. Bro, tomorrow is exam and we have started getting things we don't know. SageMaker clarity. Clarify. Helps identify potential bias during data preparation without writing code. Okay. So for bias, yeah, clarity makes sense. Data Wrangler is just for the data, and SageMaker Studio is just where you do your stuff. But let's see the wording, that it's a bit simpler. What is SageMaker Studio? SageMaker Studio is an integrated, it's like an IDE. The same way you have Visual Studio Code for writing your code, SageMaker Studio is an integrated development environment that provides a single web-based visual interface where you can access purpose-built tools, perform all machine learning development steps, from preparing data to building, training, and deploying your machine learning models. Yep. So at least we know. I have not come, I don't know why, or I have not thought of Hyperpod, but Hyperpod is what brings the accelerators together. Cool. Next, question 28. Which practice helps in maintaining the accuracy of AI responses? If you want AI to return something accurate to you, it starts with your prompt. That is why people learn prompt engineering. So find the answer that has prompts. So A has prompts, D has prompts, but A says generic prompts. Generic prompts, you just give you generic answers. So D should be the answer, using specific and detailed prompts. D, using specific and detailed prompts. Correct. Which feature of Amazon Bedrock helps in generating more accurate responses by using up-to-date data? If you see up-to-date data, look for anything that has RAG, retrieval augmented generation, because with this you can be able to feed your own knowledge base and you can be able to feed even information on the internet. I hope that was clear enough. So if you see anything to do with up-to-date data, RAG is the answer for you. How can Amazon Bedrock enhance the development of generative AI applications? A, by reducing network latency. It has nothing to do with network. By offering foundation models and tools for customization. C, by providing static templates. D, by enforcing strict schemas. As we said, Amazon Bedrock offers you the foundation model. So you see FMs, you see anything saying FMs, that is just foundation models and tools for optimization. Yeah, correct. But hey, at the beginning of the year, I thought by now I would be a millionaire, a dollar millionaire. But hey, I don't know if you can see it, but behind me there's always a t-shirt that says aim for $1 million. But I remember it was 8th 1st 2025 without salary. I'm not yet worth $1 million. That's why that t-shirt is still there. Anyway, guys, I hope you are enjoying the study for AWS AI Practitioner certification. That is what I'm taking you through, and I'm just doing it standing because I feel fit enough. Let's get back to the work. Let's see. Question should be question 31. Which integration allows Amazon Q Business to create and manage Jira issues? Okay, is it Jira? I think we use Jira for, what do they call, for knowing like what is your task for this week, especially for development work. Find that it's a Kanban. This is a Kanban or a Kanban for your activities as a team. Built-in SQL queries, nope. Anything to do with EC2 is wrong. And direct integration with AWS Lambda, nope. Custom plugins. So you find that most artificial intelligence applications usually have plugins that you can add to your application so that you can be able to integrate? So for me, my answer would be custom plugins. Let's check. Correct. 32. How can you enhance the accuracy of generative AI models using Amazon SageMaker? So accuracy. How do you improve the accuracy of anything? A, using static datasets. B, reducing the number of layers. But then you could actually get accuracy by reducing layers. But then it would mean it's only accurate to some subset. So don't pick B. C, by using unsupervised learning. And D, by incorporating human feedback for fine tuning. Anything to do with generative AI has to have some bit of human interaction for it to be accurate, because you find that most of these tasks that are trying to be automated at some point in time, they were being done by a human being. So only a human being would know what is the most accurate thing to do. So yeah, incorporating some human activity to it would actually assist in getting the accuracy. How can AWS Glue assist in preparing data for generative AI models? Glue is usually in ETLs. So if there is an answer that has extract, transform, and load, that is what ETL stands for. Go with that answer. So I can see C, by automating data preparation and ETL processes. So there's A, providing real-time translations, no. B, providing model deployment services, nope. And D, by managing model monitoring, nope. B, by automating data preparation and ETL processes. That is the answer. Yep. So that's AWS Glue. If you see anything to do with Glue, it's usually just ETLs. It's nothing else. And as I said, ETL is extract, transform, load. How can SageMaker Jumpstart improve the efficiency of developing generative AI solutions? Jumpstart comes with pre-built models. So if you see anything that has pre-built foundation models, that's the answer. A, providing access to pre-built foundation models. B, limiting data usage. C, by simplifying data architecture. D, by reducing model accuracy. D is not the answer. Limiting data usage is not the answer also. And C, by simplifying model architecture. So the answer should be A. So we're currently on, I think, question number, this is question number 35 currently. So we have 13 more questions to go, and then we will call it a day, and tomorrow we go sit for the examination. For me, I don't like doing the examination in my house because sometimes the internet goes wrong, and then I find those Indians who are checking like your camera annoying. Why are you moving your hands? So I prefer going to the center to do the examination. Yeah, but I don't know why those guys. What are they called? Protractors. I don't remember. I don't I don't remember the name. But those guys who check if you're like cheating the exam. Sometimes they are annoying. Question 35. How does AWS promote transparency in AI? By keeping model processes confidential, by not disclosing model limitations. Of course, B would not be the answer. And C, by providing AI service cards. And D, by limiting user access to models. Of course, C, by providing AI service cards. By the way, there's one thing. AI service cards. AI powered diagnostic. No. No, not cars, bro. Cards. AWS. I just want to see if something that is specific to AWS or yeah, AI service cards are a resource to enhance transparency by providing you with a single place to find information on the intended use cases and limitations, responsible AI design choices, and performance optimization best practices for our AI services and models. I think it's, yeah, responsible AI tools and resources. I think something native to AWS AI card. The AI card is a physical card that provides access to exclusive AI training programs. It is a revolutionary tool designed to make AI education accessible to everyone, offering structured learning, practical applications, and industry relevant AI information. Yeah. So it's just ensuring transparency on how to utilize and how AI is being utilized. So 36, we have 12 more questions to go. What is the main advantage of using Amazon SageMaker processing for data preparation? Amazon SageMaker processing for data preparation. A, it automates model training, not quite. B, it reduces the need for, no. C, it simplifies model deployment. That's, but it's not really about data. It simplifies model deployment, but not really about the data preparation. The question asks about processing for data preparation. It enables scalable and distributed data processing. I would take D because the question is specific to data processing. Yep. What does Amazon Bedrock use to automatically call APIs and invoke knowledge bases to supplement actions? What does Amazon Bedrock use to automatically call APIs? Anything with AI and APIs is agents. Like one can be used for creating what they call, like for example, there's a tool called, what is it called, UiPath, that I used to see people use for human-like activities on the browser. Like it used, what is it called? Is it Celery? Yeah, it's able, like if I wanted an AI to do this examination or to do this test that we are doing, the AI can come, click next question, go through the answers, select the answer, click check. That's something that an AI could do with code generally. So for me, I'll pick agents. What does Amazon Bedrock use to automatically call APIs and invoke knowledge bases to supplement actions? It's agents. Agents in Bedrock automatically call APIs and invoke knowledge bases. What AWS service helps monitor and log AI solution activities for audit processes? In AWS, the only service that is used for audit trail and for login basis is CloudTrail. You can take that to the bank. CloudTrail. S3 storage. Lex. I keep forgetting what Lex does. AWS Lex is it's an AI chatbot builder. And then recognition is for those images and videos. If you see a question about like what could Facebook use to recognize, what do they call that in like videos that are not fit for consumption or videos that are outright just obnoxious, Amazon recognition is what is used. Amazon recognition automates image recognition and video analysis for your applications without machine learning experience. So anything videos, anything images, recognition is your answer. So check AWS CrowdTrail. 39. Which AWS service is suitable for building fraud detection systems? Poly is not the answer because I told you Poly is about, what is it called, conversations. Lex, we just looked at that, and then translate is for language translation. So Amazon Fraud Detector is what I'll go for. Amazon Fraud Detector is designed to build systems that detect fraud. So Lex is for chat builder or chatbot builder. Poly is conversations. Translate is translations. So Amazon fraud detector. But sometimes you find questions where they're just telling you a name that looks like it's a correct name, but it's not the correct name. But for fraud detector, there is something like that. Or we could even check AWS fraud detector. You can see it's there. AWS Amazon Fraud Detector is a fully managed service that uses machine learning and 20 years of Amazon fraud detection expertise to help you in detecting fraud. Of course, that's what he says. To help, you can come down here. Sorry. What is Amazon Fraud Detector? Amazon Fraud Detector is a fully managed fraud detection service that automates the detection of potentially fraudulent activities online. Brother, some guys are becoming scammers. Which AWS tool? By the way, let me ask this question on camera. If you had the chance, listen to me. If you had the chance to become a fraudster and not get caught, would you take it? The people who say, if somebody, like how people talk about the government officials, they're like, this government official is corrupt. But do you ever ask yourself, what would you do if you had the same opportunity? That's a story for another day. Let's go to the question number 40. Which AWS tool helps AI generated images? Which AWS tool helps ensure AI generated images are identifiable? You can be sure it's not Translate, it's not Poly. So you're left with Titan Image Generator and Amazon Comprehend. And I'll take Amazon Titan Image Generator because it includes things like watermarks, if I'm not wrong. And Comprehend mainly is for data. If you see something asking you text, if you see something asking you about, let's say, Google Docs, just go with Comprehend. Titan Image Generator. The Amazon Titan Image Generator includes watermarking to help identify AI-generated images. Wait. Titan AI Generator. Titan AI Generator. With Amazon Titan Image Generator V2, you can guide image creation using reference images. No, that's not what I'm looking for. AI image. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, but it's the only thing that seems to be related to images. Enables users to generate and edit images in versatile ways. Oh, and it comes with a watermark. Okay. And Comprehend. I think I've shown you this a few times, but I just want you to understand it. What can Amazon Comprehend do? Amazon Comprehend provides custom entity recognition, custom classification, key extraction, sentiment analysis, entity recognition, and more APIs you can use to easily integrate to NLP. NLP, remember, we said natural language processing into your application. What's the difference between, this is a question that you're likely to get, between Comprehend and Lex? Comprehend understands text and tells you what it's about and how people feel. Poly reads written text aloud with different voices, making it sound like people are speaking. Lex lets you talk to the computer program in a natural way and talks to you back like a helpful friend. So chat like a builder. That's Lex. If you see anything chat like, that's Lex. Poly, as you can see, say reading in human-like voices, and then Comprehend, it understands written text. So if you see anything that we ask you about, Google documents or understanding documents and all that stuff, or understanding what's it, customer sentiments that are written down, that should be comprehend. But there's also text extract that you can be able to extract text from a document. What is the primary use of knowledge bases in Amazon Bedrock? If you see, knowledge bases are usually used for enhancing language models, LLMs. So to manage billing and payments, no. To store user credentials, no. To monitor network connectivity, no. To enhance foundation models, I told you FM or FMs are usually foundation models, or models that have been trained on large data sets, general data. So the answer is D. To enhance foundation models with proprietary data or your company data. Okay, what is a support vector machine? SVM. I used to see this thing and wonder, what are they talking about? So SVM, if you see support vector machine, it has to do, first of all, something to do with supervised learning. So remove any answer that doesn't have supervised learning. So B is wrong. Supervised learning algorithm used for classification and regression, that is SVM. A supervised learning algorithm used for classification and regression should be D. But then you remember there's this question that is usually asked a lot. Supervised versus unsupervised machine learning is something that you should have by you too. Supervised and unsupervised learning are two primary categories of machine learning, differing mainly in how the training data is used. Supervised learning utilizes label. Supervise, you're labeled A, B, C, D, while the desired output is known. Train models that can predict or classify new unseen data. Unsupervised learning, on the other hand, works with unlabeled data, allowing models to discover hidden patterns, structures, and relationships within data without predefined guidance. Anywhere you see this defined guidance, that is supervised learning. Data is labeled. This is a dog. If it says this is a cup, then that model is very wrong. So as in supervised is labeled data. Like for example, this, what is this? This is I don't know if this is a glass or what. Forget my example. I wanted to say this. This is a juice, and I realized there's some bullshit. Yeah, we are about to finish. We are on, let me switch my screen back. We are on question 42. We have 6 more questions to go, and it's AWS AI Practitioner Certificate. So as I said, I think 3 weeks ago when we started, is we are taking an examination tomorrow, today, because right now is 12. Yeah, 12:53. So today by evening today we'll be done with the certification. So we better finish up with studying these questions so that we can take a rest. So question should be question 43. How does Amazon CloudWatch support governance in AI solutions? What does CloudWatch do in AWS? CloudWatch is a service used for tracking usage metrics and providing logs. Just like CloudTrail is used for just checking the logs, what is happening. For example, if an API call fails, why it has failed, you can get that on CloudTrail. Then CloudWatch is mainly for logs. So just look for an answer that has logs by tracking usage metrics and providing logs. That should be the answer. Encryption is KMS. If you are asked about encryption, that's KMS. If you asked about data storage, that is S3. And for user authentication, we have Cognito, I think. 44. How does AWS identify identity and access management, IAM, support compliance in AI solutions? IAM is used for ensuring whoever is logging in is the right person. So by enforcing access policies and permissions, by not deploying models, not storage capacity, and not monitoring API activity, is ensuring whoever is logging in is whoever they say they are. That's IAM for you. Authorization and authentication. Amazon SageMaker Data Wrangler. I remember we got wrong an answer on Amazon SageMaker. We had Amazon SageMaker Studio, Amazon SageMaker Hyperpod for accelerators. Remember that question? We did it a few questions back. So how does Amazon SageMaker Data Wrangler support generative AI model development? Simplifying data preparation and feature engineering should be the answer. Sometimes you don't need to go like through all the answers. If you see data wrangler, that's data preparation. There's no need to waste your time. Also remember, because you have like it's like 75 questions or what, so you have like 2 minutes per question or 1.5 minutes per question. So you need to be careful. If the question is quite simple, you can quickly just finish up the question and go to the next, because you find a more tricky question where you need to break down the answers. What is the purpose of using AWS Key Management Service, KMS, in AI solutions? I think I've said this like 100 times. To create and manage encryption keys. 47. Which AWS service can be used to record actions taken by Amazon Q Business? CloudTrail. Actions. You see anything to do with actions, logs, and all that stuff. Logs is CloudTrail, no, CloudWatch. API calls, if you want to see what's happening, that's CloudTrail. And then I've said these like 100 times. I've said this like 100 times. S3 for storage. Code build is like, what do we have outside there? It's like code build. Is there a service I know that is almost similar to code build? But what code build does is code build just takes like hosts or compute in the backend and builds your code. That's all code build does. Final question as we wind up the discussion: how does Amazon Bedrock ensure the privacy of data used for customizing foundation models? A, by encrypting data at rest and in transit. B, by applying strict IAM policies. C, by creating private customized copies of the base model. And D, by using dedicated hardware. My answer would be C. Why C? Because foundation model, everyone gets a start of the same copy of the foundation model, but how is yours or what is in your account different to what is on mine? Because AWS will provide like a private customized copy of that base model, and then you can add your knowledge base. You can just fine tune it to whatever you want. So I'd go with C. And that's all. So we have finished the test. I think we failed one. Yeah, we got 97.92. We failed one question. Yeah, the hyperpod question. So if you see anything that will improve in the training of large data sets, just know that's hyperpod. The studio is the IDE for machine learning. That's SageMaker Studio. And then I don't think there was anything else that was that tricky. And that marks the end of our revision for AWS AI Practitioner. I hope to see you pass the certification. Make sure you tell me in the comment section once you have passed the examination. Even if you pass by 1 mark, you just pass. At the end of it, it's just you need to pass, because we have spent quite a few hours practicing here. I think this was our third session on AWS AI Practitioner. Today we do the examination, and then we're gonna catch up on the next session. Next week we'll know if we have passed, and then we'll catch up on the next session, probably do something else. We can start doing some coding, writing some AI applications, and also just building things that can help you make some money on the internet, because AI should be something that you leverage to make money. Like for example, we're doing this certification because it shows that we are skilled in AI, and if somebody is looking for a job, or somebody is looking for somewhere that they can get like a place to start off, if you have the AI practitioner, especially because a lot of companies are looking for AI guys, or guys that understand AI. And I also have like books I would recommend. Like there's this one, generative AI. This it's I don't know. Now it turns the word. By the way, why does the camera do that? If I do this, why isn't? Oh, yo, AI generative AI on AWS. You can look for the book. It's by Chris Fregley. Antage Bath. Yeah, I think these were guys who are solution architects, or guys responsible for architecting solutions for clients on AWS. And also this one on O'Reilly, Data Science from Scratch. It's also a good book if you'd like to understand data science more. So guys, that will be all from me. I'm gonna do my certification with my friends today, and then we're gonna see how that pans out. But next week we're gonna be doing something else on this live. I have enjoyed myself being with you guys, whichever platform you are on, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on LinkedIn, whether you're on X, whether you're on YouTube. um just make sure this material helps you. And with that, this marks the end of our session today. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye, guys.